Hello, everyone. You are listening to Beneath the Hollow Moon, where the folklore burns slow and the strange never fades. I'm your host, Kerrilynn Shellhorn, and I am here with my co-host, my partner in high strangeness, Lorilei Potvin. You are listening to us live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. If you are interested in finding out more about the shows and hosts that UPRN has to offer, you can head to uprntalkradio.com. We have thousands of archived shows, all of our network hosts and different shows, and there's always something for everyone. It's not all high strangeness and paranormal. There is new shows coming on all of the time. How you doing?
I'm okay. You guys want to apologize. Excuse me, I had Diet Coke. It's my fault. I don't know why my computer was lagging. So if it continues to lag, I have a setup on my phone because I even tried restarting the computer. I will head over to my phone. Mm-hmm. So how are you?
We're going to roll with it. It's a roll with it kind of day.
That's exactly what it is. So how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
I didn't even comment on what do you got on your head tonight? It's lit up, it looks like.
I have snowflakes.
So cute.
Because we need more snow.
In Canada. Yeah, I have on my new one. I was going to wear a Grinch shirt, and then I realized I had this cute pink one with all the little it's kind of vintage looking with Santa and the deer. So I decided to wear that tonight.
Very cute. I didn't share what we're going to talk. We're going to talk about.
You just read my mind.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the haunted gift ideas. This time of year, it doesn't matter what you turn on or what you open up on the internet or on your phone, on your news feeds. It is like the top 5 gifts for the chef on your gift list, or, the top 5 gifts for your teen. So I thought we could do a play on top haunted gifts. And there was actually some interesting stories when I did some research about haunted gifts. And then it just opened up that conversation. Would you buy a haunted gift for somebody and give it to them knowingly, purposely? What if it was a cursed gift? Would you buy a cursed gift and give it to anybody? What would you do if you received a haunted gift or a cursed gift? How would you feel about that?
I know, and you have your poll. Should we say hi to everybody, or you want to do the poll first, and then we can read it?
Yeah. Let's say hi to everybody first, and then we can do the poll.
Oh, righty. Thanks for your patience, guys. We were trying to message you and let you know here. So, Heidi Gall saying hello. Thank you for being here. And then we have the birthday girl here. Contessa Martins, happy birthday. We both saw that on Facebook. So it's Contessa's birthday today.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Thank you for sharing your birthday with us. Let's see.
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Mort. Thank you for being here.
I'm going to go through. I left you guys a message, let you know we were coming. So I guess it lets everybody know on every platform. That's what I like about that. So,
hi, Mish. Good day. Good day.
Good day. She's in the future. It's Friday over there already in Australia. Says good day, chatters. Let's see. Everybody saying hi to one another. We love that. Oh, hang on. Of course, it's got to be right in the perfect spot here, or StreamYard doesn't like it. My computer is just going to be naughty tonight. It's obviously it's an elf on the shelf kind of thing, I think.
Hi, Julie Jean Bassett. Thank you for being here.
And I'm going to always give Julie a huge shout out, you guys. She's an incredible animal communicator and healer and can help you. Kerrilynn's used her. I've worked with her, used her. She's worked with many people in the chat. So you can get a hold of her on juliejeanbassett.com for the animal things. And she's an incredible shamanic practitioner. I know she's training in medical intuition. So you can reach her on Whitetail Shamanic Healing with that as well. So let's see. We love that you guys are all talk to one another and so kind, and you're all commenting. So people are commenting. Somebody said it's -9. I don't know where they said that. I missed it. Contessa says Nice. It's very cold here today and very windy. It's -9. Mm. I know Mish says she wants that. No, you don't. Believe me, you don't, right? She's never seen snow before either, she had said.
Yeah, no. Hi, Michelle Wilfong. Thank you for being here.
I'm going to give you a quick shout out, Michelle Wilfong's
Mhm.
the mod over on TikTok for us when we do shows. And I checked, I tried to go on TikTok, and as usual, right after we do it, they give us a suspension right up till the hour we finish. So I will be allowed to stream live using my program. I can stream anywhere live on TikTok, whenever. But using this, it'll be at 9:01 p.m. Eastern when they'll allow me again.
I can't even wrap my head around it. I don't even understand it.
I don't either. So she has a haunted apartment she lives in, and that's the name of her TikTok channel. So check it out. She posts some interesting things that she experiences there. So
Hi, Jackie Collins. Thank you for being here. Hi, Kathy.
hi, Kathy. Oh, hello.
Hi, Michelle Plummer.
Hello.
All the comedy gals are in the chat tonight. Hi, Denise Smits.
Hi, Denise.
Happy Thursday to you too.
Oh, look, this person here.
Hi, James. Good evening,
Hi.
ladies. Appreciate the festive touch to the show.
Hi, James.
This is not as festive as it normally gets.
It's not, but I had a funny feeling I was going to see your name here tonight, and that's very lovely that you joined us. Our chat is wonderful.
Julie Dow, hello.
Okay,
Thank you for being here.
Yep.
Melissa McLennan, hello. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody's wishing Contessa happy birthday. So let's see. Mish says she's back. Sorry, Mish, I didn't see you leave. Oh, Instagram's scary. Like I've been noticing this since the new StreamYard setup. It's got our faces like plastered right up. Like
I just don't even look.
Yeah, that's just. I have to go back and forth though to check for comments. It scares me every time. All right, that was a good. You always do great polls, but you had some really good questions, and it actually notified me because sometimes it usually doesn't, but it notified me today.
Okay, the polls I put up today. So the first one was: you've just been given a gift that might be haunted. What are you going to do with it? So if you weren't part of the poll, you can answer in the chat. What would you do?
Do you want to tell them where they can find it, Kerrilynn? Because there might be people looking, and it's in a special.
It's on the channel off of my public Facebook page. So it's called Kerrilynn Off the Porch. So here are your options: cleanse it and then decide. Keep it. I want to see what happens. Re-gift to my bravest friend, or nope, salt, safe, in the trash. What would you do with a haunted gift, or a gift that you think might be haunted?
I know what I chose.
What did you choose?
B.
Keep it and see what happens?
Yep. How about you?
Oh yeah, I would keep it and see what happens.
I figured that would have been your answer too.
Yeah. I purchased the haunted stuff then to see what would happen, right? And yes. I think it all comes back down to how much energy we give into it as well too. And we're saying haunted, we're not saying cursed. I think there's a difference between the two. I think that there's a different intent with that.
Hi, Lois.
Hi, Lois Clark. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So, what did you people think? Did you guys want to put your answers if you didn't get a chance to check? Hi, Naomi.
So the top choice was cleanse it and then decide.
So Michelle Wilfong, I would wait and see what happens. Sorry, Michelle, I'm trying to highlight. Everybody's firing their answers, and we love that.
I think it was super funny, the people that said regift it to my bravest friend. And why the bravest friend? Regift it.
If I'm good, I would never do that. But if I knew something was haunted, I certainly wouldn't be sending it to my bravest friend. I don't have a lot of enemies, and it would be somebody maybe I don't like so much. But I would feel really bad because I know what it feels like. Well, we both do, and many of us in the chat, when you're living with paranormal activity. So I don't think I would like to to do that.
Oh, Michelle Plummer says white elephant it.
So Contessa says, I keep it for sure. Let's see. Oh, Naomi, you're in Rhode Island. Well, oh, we got Michelle Luce here. Well, we got lots of Michelles
Hi,
tonight.
Michelle.
Lots of people. Or she said her white elephant. Naomi Gerhardt says regift. So what was the bulk you said was to give it to your bravest
Cleanse
friend?
it. To cleanse it and then decide. Most people chose that.
Okay.
And then it was keep it. I want to see what happens. Not too many people, only 2 people chose nope, salt it and send it to the trash.
Alrighty. What's the other one? You had 3, didn't you?
I just had 2 today.
Oh.
So poll 2. If you had to accept one of these haunted gifts, which one would you choose? So an old music box that plays by itself at 3 a.m., a framed painting where the eyes seem to follow you, a creepy vintage doll that blinks on its own, or an inherited ring with a reputation for bad luck.
I think I chose B. I'm not sure. Might have been A though. Was it?
The music box that plays by itself at 3 a.m.?
I think I did choose that because I thought, you know what, you could just put it somewhere else and you know it's going to go off at 3 a.m. so you don't have to listen to it. How about you? What one would you choose?
I would probably choose the framed painting where the eyes follow you.
Okay, so now I got to know why, because that would just creep the F out of me.
Right, but it's only going to keep you for as far as those eyes can follow you. At 3 a.m., I would be irritated getting woke up by music. Even if I put it somewhere else, I think it would just get louder and irritate me. I don't even want the dead folks waking me up in the middle of the night. It's a no-go zone.
Yeah.
Like,
it should be a no-go zone. You're right.
Yes, don't bug me. I just don't want to hear that waking up. So if it's just following me in the space, I think that would be okay.
I don't know why, for some reason, and I should have thought of that because that's actually a really smart, intelligent answer. Because I was thinking, with my luck, I'd probably hang it in my craft room or wherever, and I'd be in there all the time with these creepy eyes following me. Because I was just thinking I could put the music box somewhere else. But you're absolutely right. Because what if it decided to get louder?
Yeah, like a little kid in the backseat of your car. Are we there yet? How about now? I think
you're on the phone.
Would just
Mom.
Crank. Yeah.
Mom.
Exactly.
So Tessa's saying
folks can be like that.
Yeah, so Contessa's saying music box. Naomi Gerhard music box. And hi Diana. She's saying music box. So interesting. Everybody's choosing music. But what did the poll say? I should ask.
And I think it all comes down to what creeps us out more, what our patience level is for things as well too, right? The creepy vintage doll that blinks on its own, that would be kind of but I've got my 2 creepy dolls up on the they haven't done much though. And their eyes don't move.
You just jinx them.
I think I just told them that they didn't have to be an entertainment monkey when they came here, that they could just
I forgot you had had that conversation with them and they've been really well behaved. I forgot that you did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was curious because I do seances and stuff in here all the time if they would act up during the seances and stuff, but I've not that's not been the case so far.
Almost makes me feel like they're enjoying it. Oh, my computer must have unplugged. I can see that because it's getting darker.
I let them know ahead of time too. Like, okay, there's people coming.
Yeah, so if you don't want any attention, you just may want to just stay quietly in the corner. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the top choice, the one that people chose the most was the music box that plays at 3 a.m. The second choice most people chose was framed painting where the eyes seem to follow you. Mm-hmm. Next up was the creepy vintage doll. And the last one was the inherited ring with a reputation for bad luck. And we've got a story about that for tonight, actually.
Mm-hmm. So Denise says, I could put my glasses on. It keeps purple. StreamYard is not playing nice tonight. I picked the music box. I work afternoon shift for so long that it would go off as a bedtime alarm. Makes sense. Here's Michelle Plummer's comment.
Painting would be cool. Hang it up in the bathroom and tell it, "Hey, my eyes are up here."
Actually, that would be funny in the bathroom, Michelle, if I think about it and you don't tell your guests about the painting. That would be funny. That really, because it's harmless, but it would, well, I
It's
guess,
not harmless.
not really. After I said it, that's why I went, well, as I'm rethinking that.
I would probably just start talking to it like it was one of the kids.
I don't know. I've had enough living with activity. Most of us that are in this field have. So I remember I have a picture, and I've talked about it before, that I bought this cute fairy door at a craft sale. And people were suggesting, like, how the heck is whatever's getting into your home getting in? With a bunch of research years ago, thinking, well, maybe it's a fairy door. So I was showing it to a friend, and I took 3 pictures. I don't know if I showed them on here, the Angel Rock. I took 3 pictures within it less than a second all together. First picture is me holding the fairy door. Second picture is me holding the fairy door. Third picture, why is my phone deciding to all of a sudden ding all the time? It wants to let me know, I guess, as I'm telling this story. The third one, it's me in the picture, but it's not my face. I look like I have almost like this Neanderthal brow. My nose is a lot wider. And then I have a really exaggerated, even as a nurse, I forget what the heck this is called, in between your lip from underneath your nose, that divot some people have, like right in here. It's quite deep in the picture. It's really creepy. And it wasn't a gift, but I can tell you, I didn't know I didn't have the knowledge that I have now and stuff. Like, I think what I ended up doing was putting it in salt and tossing it in the garbage is what I did.
Well, anything that you purchase can have energy attached to it, and
100%.
it doesn't. You don't, even the homemade stuff. Like, you don't know
Mhm.
what frame of
Yep.
mind somebody is in, and if you're extra sensitive, then you can tap into it before you bring it in. But
Well, there was somebody, they don't usually pop in here, but when I used to do a previous show in here, they would pop in and they had a very awful experience with a dream catcher. And they would always say, never buy dream catchers. And actually having this conversation on the show, saying to them, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, do you understand? Like, and I didn't say it meanly, I said it kindly, but even your groceries, like, how many hands touch your groceries before you bring them home to your house? Like, so you can't be worried. I mean, you have to be, I think, aware, or like you said, if you're extra sensitive, maybe tap into it if you're concerned. But
yeah,
mhm.
your Amazon box.
Yes, Amazon box.
Everybody's getting them.
Mhm. So where do you want to start?
If you were going to purchase, if you were going to, like, when I was thinking about those things that you could purchase, if you were purchasing for somebody, if you were going to purchase those top 5 haunted gifts, right?
Mhm.
Jewelry was on my list, like top jewelry. Music
Mhm.
box was on there. Paintings, dolls. What
Mm.
else?
Clothing. I know
Oh,
I've run into a lot of people that really love, like, and you have to have a vibe for it, but both you and I love Victorian things, and there's a lot of people that do. And depending on where you live and going to a thrift store, right, you can get some pretty old clothing or
I
donate
never
it.
thought about that. Heading to Value Village or Bibles for Missions and
Yes.
energy being attached to the clothes. I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And I've seen a lot of people, sometimes it's out of a necessity. But I can tell you, I don't go thrifting anymore because it's become so trendy now that it's just ridiculous when you go to, this was on my old network. My previous co-host, Seraphine, and I used to make fun of some of these names. Like, instead of Value Village, it was Value Village. And then used to be called the Bargain Shop or something. And she's not from Canada, she's in the States, but we used to call it the BH Boutique or something. Put all these fancy names, right? Because it's become so trendy,
Yeah.
right? And I've seen things with the price tag, original price tag, and they've like quadrupled it. There's a Facebook group about this kind of thing, like all around the world, like crazy stories from thrift shops. I just thought of it till now. I should have thought about it for tonight. Bet you probably could have found some crazy stories in there. Mhm.
I don't know. But I mean, I've purposely purchased things that have had an alleged haunted energy
Mhm.
attached to them, and so I'm okay with it.
Mhm.
Thought of my life, I get dead people's
Well, like
clothes or stuff.
clothes or stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and you're right, Michelle Wilfong. That's where I'm living. That's what I'm finding is that some thrift places are higher than buying new. That's what it's been. That's what my experience has been here. I don't go that often, but over the last year or two, it's been really like way more expensive than buying new. Hmm.
Michelle was Mish was saying that's why I make organite plates to put items on to cleanse them of others' energies.
Yes, I always called Mish my birthday twin. Her birthday's a day before mine in August, but with being in Australia, I see that with the time change, we kind of cross over. Plus, she makes organite with resin and a lot of things I do. So
Can I start with?
I don't know, where do you want to
Can
start?
I start with Rudolph Valentino's destiny ring?
Okay, because you got some really, you know what I loved, and we always do this with this show, and that's just one of the many reasons why I love doing this show with you. You went with people that are well known, and I was
Mm.
surprised how many stories there were. So please, yes, go
Kind of
ahead.
crazy, eh?
Hmm.
So Rudolph Valentino, so it's the destiny ring, a cursed
Hmm.
gift, a cursed ring that was
Hmm.
passed between stars. So Valentino bought a simple silver ring with a semi-precious stone, often called the destiny ring, in a San Francisco shop. The jeweler warned him the ring was cursed, but he bought it anyway.
Hmm.
So after his death in 1926, the ring was left to his lover, actress Paula Negri. She soon became seriously ill and her Hollywood career essentially collapsed. While recovering, Negri met crooner Russ Colombo, who strongly resembled Valentino.
Hmm.
She eventually gave him the ring as a gift, reportedly saying, "From one Valentino to another." So now the alleged curse trail. Within days of receiving the ring, Russ Colombo died in a freak shooting accident when a friend's antique, can we say that?
Pew 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 pew.
Accidentally discharged.
Mhm.
Colombo's cousin later passed the ring to entertainer Joe Casino. Casino kept it in a glass case for years. When he finally wore it, he was hit by a truck and died a week later. So the ring was inherited by Casino's brother Dell.
That's which I couldn't believe they even spelt it the same.
Yes. And for those who do not know, Lorilai's partner is Dell.
Well, mm-hmm.
Is a Dell, not Casino.
Isabel. Yeah. DEL. Mm-hmm.
So Casino's brother Dell, a burglar, later stole it and was shot unalived by police. And the
Talk
ring,
about karma.
the ring was found in his pocket. So
Wow.
then it went. A film producer, Edward Swan, borrowed the ring as a prop for a Valentino biopic test.
Mhm. Yeah.
Biopic test. So the young actor Jack Dunn wore it for the test and died 10 days later of a rare blood disease.
Wow.
What the what?
I know.
So apparently it is locked in a bank vault in Los Angeles to prevent further accidents. So a celebrity relic treated as a quarantined haunted gift.
Well, I know that you, I, whatever, many of us that do the work that we do say there is no such thing as coincidences, right? Only serendipitous events or things that just happen to happen for whatever reason. But when you start seeing stories like that,
Yeah.
you know there's gotta be something about this item.
Yeah.
The bell is me. It's worth asking. Does anybody else hear a bell ringing? I guess a lot of angels are getting their wings tonight.
Where's the damn cat? Actually, it's not even just a cat. We used to have a bell on Nora when we first got her
Mhm.
because she was so freaking tiny
Oh my
that,
goodness.
like, she was this big. She was just so tiny, yet
Seen
she
it, yeah.
got as pug and chub as she did.
Actually, when I had Miley in my previous home, and she was supposed to be one of those little pocket puppies. Well, she ended up being taller, but when she was little, same thing, and no dog collar would fit her. So she was just this little ball. So she had a bell too. You're right that we did put a bell on her too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you all think? Oh, Naomi says she loves our headpieces.
Thank you.
So what do you guys think? Like, would you consider an item like that? I don't know if you want to call it curse. I don't know if you want to call it bad luck, bad energy, bad whatever, but I don't know.
And if you started to see that pattern, would you accept it? Like, would you accept a gift knowing that there was that history to it? What, and yeah, how would you get rid of that? I guess lock it in the bank vault, but
I guess yes, because I feel almost feeling into this story with knowing just what we've shared, or and I knew about it obviously before you just read it, but
did you? I never knew about it at
no,
all.
no, no. I was just going to add when you shared it, like it was a
Hmm.
couple days ago. No, I didn't know any of the stuff that you shared. It was excellent. But where I'm going with this is, it almost feels like a lot of these people, as these unfortunate events happened, it's like, I don't believe in that kind of crap. Give me the darn ring. I'm going to wear it, kind of thing, right? And then because I can't believe that many people would agree to have the ring. Either they weren't told the story, or they're kind of arrogant about it, like, I don't believe in that kind of thing. Because why would you otherwise? I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Well, how many people have inherited a family ring or a watch or, and then not that our family haunts us, but our family does show up to check in on us once in a while too,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
if we're purchasing things from somebody else, we don't know what the story is that's going along with it, right? So
Mhm.
that haunting could happen
Like,
easily.
what do you feel? And I'm not even going to say cursed, but there is something going on with that ring, that's happened to that many people.
Yes. But could it be the gemstone itself that was cursed before it was even put into?
That's where I would think, feeling into it, gemstone, definitely. And then you even think about, like, I am almost getting a movie playing of looking at that or feeling into it. I'm not saying the ring, but anything that's got a gemstone. How many of us actually think about, how did that gemstone come to be placed in those jewelry items? Because not every gemstone is ethically sourced,
No.
or the people that have to do the work to do
No.
it. There could be many reasons why, right?
I wish I knew more to this story, but like where it was originally or where what the shop was.
Jackie's. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to apologize. I did not have time on my schedule to go digging around to find out a little bit more, but
You
when
did great. I didn't know any of this stuff, but I knew you had shared it with me a couple days ago, is what I meant. It wasn't like you just shared it and I thought, oh, I'd never heard it till just now, is where I was going with that. But so, for example, Jackie says not looking to inherit bad juju. And then, Miss, you have a point here, like you said, or maybe the gold.
Mhm.
But I think depending on your belief systems, and I could be wrong, but I think in culture that some consider gold to be almost protective and warding, if you will, in certain cultures. Don't quote me,
Mhm.
but I believe they may. I want to say even the old Egyptians, even when they would bury their, especially important people. And I understand the gold wasn't to protect them, it was to pay their way to cross into the afterlife or whatever. But
And it was not necessarily gender specific. It wasn't just the men, it was the
you're
his
right.
lover as well too. So it was like whoever touches it.
Hmm. Yeah, you could be right too, Mish, about the gems as well. Oh, you know what? I have to back up because I just realized I think what you're talking about here, I misunderstood you. Or with the gold, how was the gold created and harvested to create the ring. Is that where you were going, Mish? I think I misunderstood you when you mentioned the gold.
Because all of that matters. Like when with my
Yes.
spirit board, everybody was told that that worked on it, that they needed to be in a good frame of mind, no fighting with your partner, no, you
Yeah.
know, in a ick mood, and then working on my board that I'm going to
Yeah.
be using to open up to the other side. I just didn't
Absolutely.
like none of that stuff. And I'm trying to be very conscious of that when I'm working on art, even that I'm in a good space when I'm doing those things too, because that energy is going into it. Even cooking, like when you're cooking, the energy that you're putting into it.
I never thought of that, but you know what? Even if I say wasn't in a great mood, I found the quickest and easiest way, and it doesn't happen very often, but say I'm angry or not in a great mood, is to go outside. And you know this as my friend. How much do you see me outside? And it's not just for a quote unquote fresh air break. I go out there because I do ground a lot during the day. And I've learned over the years, nothing could change my energetic state of mind better than just being outside for a few minutes. But even for me, and I know you're really super creative, even if say I was, and I never thought about that with you saying about the cooking and creating, like with art and stuff, but it always puts me in such a great frame of mind anyways. So I don't know.
Well, I know that I don't know if I've shared the story here or not, but my oldest son used to say that he wanted to have hi Kirby's 100. Thank you for being here. He
Mhm.
wanted to open a sandwich shop. That was like when he was a teenager. He was going to open a sandwich shop.
Okay.
Um, and he said he was going to call it Between Your Buns. So
I
that was
think
what he
you
wanted
did
to.
tell me this
Yeah.
story a couple of years ago. It was so
And
cute.
he'd say, because like when I cook or when I make these things, I just put love into it and then it makes it taste better. But I mean,
Hi,
it,
Cindy.
it does. Cindy Waghorn, Surrender and Shine, started her new podcast. And I'm really sorry that in my brain fog, I'm just not remembering the name of it. I'm so sorry, Cindy, but please put it in the chat. So
Yes.
she started, it's about frequency and Schumann resonance and all of those things that we are currently moving and shifting through. So
On the Riff Nation Network, right?
Rift Nation Network on Mondays.
Mm-hmm. So,
Um, yeah, so I think that our mood and our energy can affect all of
okay,
those
so you were going into the story though about between
between your buns. And he
between.
said because when he cooks that his sandwiches taste better than everybody else's because he puts love into everything that he makes,
I
right?
think that makes a difference. How many times has anybody ever heard this? That say it could be a partner, spouse, kid, whoever, and they'll get the recipes. Say they're with someone or whatever. They'll get somebody will get the recipe for that person's favorite
Yeah.
thing, and they'll always say, "Well, it just doesn't taste the same," even though you've done everything identically, even though you've used all the ingredients.
Yep.
I think it has to do with the energy.
I agree.
Yeah, and the love that you put in there, definitely. So, do you want to share this Miley story?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I am so sorry. Becoming universally aligned. I knew there was a becoming in there. Becoming
Mhm.
universally aligned.
And then
Oh,
she
did we
says,
talk about that on Monday with the food? That's cool.
I think it's awesome. Mish says you always leave out an ingredient when you give a recipe. Oh, I don't. Do you? I don't leave out an ingredient.
No, I
I'm
don't.
one of those cooks, so I really am because I never spent a lot of time in the kitchen with my mother because she was never very patient. And she used to say I learned how to cook through osmosis through the bedroom wall. And but I'm one of those people that I will measure if I'm making something for the first time, but I usually it's just like a pinch of this or a pinch of that, a pinch of this, right? So like I have this salad dressing I haven't made in years, and every time if I brought it somewhere, and it would happen with my mother too. She was the one that came up with it. People would ask for the recipe, and you try to explain it, but it really was made that way with a pinch of this and a pinch of that and a little splash of this.
That's why you have to watch and observe because then you figure it
Mhm,
out, right? When you're
mhm.
watching.
Oh, Mitch says she was told that, and
Mhm.
that's why it never tastes the same to leave out an ingredient.
So what about those folks that have the recipes on their headstones? Have you seen that? There's recipes on
I've heard
headstones.
of it.
Mm-hmm. Did they leave out a piece?
That I don't know. That's interesting because the whole world could see it. That was making me think of one of my favorite YouTubers. It's called Designed to the Nines, and she is an interior designer. But she goes thrifting and she goes even to very well, IKEA places, like really thrifty the way she creates things. I swear to you guys, if you check her channel out, you will never ever she makes things, she'll even do things that are $1,000 and keeps cost in mind always, like really economical for people. Her things I think always look better. And the reason I bring it up, she does special gifts that everybody would like at this time of year. And every year she puts one of her like she'll do a top 20 or something, and one of her videos is always including something to honor her grandmother, who was like a second
Mm.
mother to her. And she even shows you like how to take an old recipe and transfer it to the most unique, incredible things you'd never think of in the handwriting.
Oh,
So,
fun.
but I'm thinking, no, a grandma wouldn't pass a recipe down and leave out an ingredient, would they?
Well, but you see people making those like ornament, like a tree that's made out of all of the jewelry from
I've
family members that
yeah,
are passed down, or all
yeah.
those sorts of things, right? That has the potential to bring grandma home, which is kind of where we're going next. So Miley Cyrus and Elvis, because there's always got to be a good Elvis story when we're talking about.
I'm just going to share Contessa's thing really quick. She says, my father was a professional baker and pastry maker, and it was so hard to learn. He never had a recipe to follow, so it was all in his head.
Mm, that's why we have to watch. I think there's a YouTube video with all of those nonas that cook and bake that you can learn from the nonas on YouTube.
I love it. Okay, Miley kind of has a connection to Elvis, though, because I believe Dolly Parton is her godmother, and there's all this intermingling of family somehow that way. So I love this story. So please share.
So, yeah, Miley Cyrus. Miley has described on talk shows how a close friend's parent, who later passed away, knew she loved Elvis Presley and gave her the entire Elvis memorabilia collection that she had as a gift. So the memorabilia was kept in Miley's Malibu home until 2018, when the wildfire destroyed the house and the collection. So the
That's so sad.
haunting. After the fire, Miley says she started experiencing what she believed were visits from her friend's late mother. She was smelling cigarette smoke in the guest room where the photo of the woman was kept. Her dogs reacting intensely to seeing something unseen in that area. And one night, believing she saw the woman sitting on her couch taunting the dogs, which matched the woman's personality and life. Miley has suggested the fire may have released the woman's spirit from the Elvis collection, with the haunting connecting back to that original gift. So, emotionally loaded gift,
Mm-hmm.
tragedy, more than one tragedy, right? Elvis' life
Mm-hmm.
was a bit of a tragedy too.
It
So,
sure was. Now, I don't know. What do you feel about that? Do you think that it released it? Because a lot changed in Miley's life. And I got questions. Not that I'll ever be able to ask Miley Cyrus, but she was married to her first husband at that time. They
mhm.
broke up very shortly afterwards. She lost a lot. Like she lost her home. And these two had been together for many years. And then that was when she came out and was starting to write that song that came out a few years ago, I Can Buy Myself Flowers, and a whole bunch of stuff, right? So where I'm going with this is, was it the fire that released the spirit, or maybe was it that she was in the emotional state that she was? And I would think that her friend's mom, who gave her the collection, obviously knew her well or wouldn't have left her such a precious gift. Was she just making her presence known, kind of to be more comforting at that time?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mish is asking, isn't fire meant to be cleansing, or does it depend on the fire? But this is what Miley's take is that it was releasing. So
Mhm.
maybe.
And I always ask people when they, and I'm sure you do, and everybody else does too, when they're experiencing something strange and unusual and they've got a question, is this paranormal or isn't it? I always ask the person, how did it make you feel when you experienced it? Never mind the gazillion other questions, right? And where I'm going with that is, if Miley believes that that's what it was, who are we to doubt her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It comes back to, has anybody else had that same experience? Did
Mm-hmm.
you receive memorabilia from somebody famous,
Mm-hmm.
sports player? I did an
Ghost.
investigation.
Sorry.
I did an investigation at somebody's home where they collected memorabilia from a boxer from like the 1920s. And
Okay.
when I went into that space, before I had saw like this whole wall of memorabilia, I was seeing that um, boxer standing in that space.
Wow. Because that's what I was saying. Imagine.
Oh, there was lots in that house. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Sorry, squirrel on Red Bull, and I interrupted you. I will
Go for
pause.
it.
No,
Go
no,
for
no. I will pause and I'll tell
I
you next.
forgot what I was going to say, so go ahead. Go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
had small brain too.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, in the other room, he the person that owns this house was given um a leather couch from somebody that had passed away that is in a quite well known Christmas movie. And when I walked into that space, I was like, this guy is standing there. The I'll shoot your eye out dude from Christmas Carol. He's standing like right there. And it was his couch. And his wife was with him. It was crazy.
I think, okay, so I think what I was going to ask was, okay, so the fact that you not only seen the boxer, I'm not sure who this guy was that you saw. I'm not Monday having a brain fart what movie this might have been from, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how many other people collecting famous memorabilia that
Mm-hmm.
was associated with famous people that are no longer here
Mm-hmm.
actually do have their spirit there? Maybe the spirit is really connected to it for whatever reason.
And we don't necessarily understand everything, right? We don't understand, yeah, Christmas Story. We don't understand how it all works. I think that we don't get to know all of the answers until after we die. So they can be omnipotent. They can be in 10 different places all at the same time. We all have had, dreams where other family members are having dreams at the same time,
Mhm.
or those experiences at the same time. So they lose that ego part. So it's not like they're separating themselves because they were famous. And why wouldn't they show up? Why
I
wouldn't
know
they?
I didn't get that analogy when you said that. I have tried to watch that whole movie, can never get through it. There's only one. And I
Fragile.
what's that?
Fragile is an episode that you won't get.
I know what
Like,
Fragile is. Oh, Heidi's home. Yay. We're glad you're home. You made it home safe. We're glad. That's awesome. Now, the only story, because I've got a bunch of stuff too. Now, the only story I did not hear or I couldn't access was the Angelina Jolie's haunted gift to Brad. And I listened to it.
wait.
It wouldn't come up, or was I not supposed to see that? Because it wouldn't come
Oh
up
yeah,
for
no, no, no. I think did you look into it more? I just because then I'm wondering, like, was that one on purpose?
well, she had some weird, she's always done weird, unusual stuff. I think they're still going through their divorce and
Yeah,
they're fighting over this vineyard.
yeah.
But I mean, when she was with Billy Bob Thornton, and I think she said in an interview, she still has it. They wore a vial of each other's blood around their necks. Hmm.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. Hmm. So I went a little bit different. I gotta grab my glasses. I could forget I have my, like I said, lots of angels are getting their wings tonight.
I found some that weren't all famous with famous people too, so I'll bring
Well,
those ones up.
some of the ones I looked up, so intentionally cursed or given with malice in the way of gifts. There was the crying boy paintings. Actually, I forgot that when I did it, I had to give my resource here. I said I wanted stuff that was going to be specifically Christmas. It went into clothing and textiles. So let me back up a bit here. There was that. I'll mention it because I brought it up. It was a gift, but I can't say it was necessarily Christmas. So give me a sec here. I'm going all over the place. Um, so the Crying Boy paintings from the 1950s to the 1980s in the UK, mass-produced cheap prints of a tearful child painted by Italian artist Bruno Amadio, I think it is, sometimes sold under the name of Franchot or Francho or Bragelin. In the 1980s, British, and the only reason I'm sticking with it because you never know if somebody got this as a Christmas gift. In the 1980s, British tabloids ran a story claiming that firemen noticed these paintings were repeatedly found unharmed in houses that had burned down, while everything else was ash. Dozens of people then wrote in claiming the prints had cursed their homes, such as fires, bankruptcies, deaths, and it said the twist in it all was some recipients received the prints as unwanted gifts. After hanging them, the bad luck began. One woman in 1985 claimed her house burned down exactly 6 months after her mother-in-law gifted her one out of spite. The curse became so famous that people held mass burnings of the prints.
What the heck?
I don't know. I thought that was a little strange. Like, and then, okay, then it always leads me to the belief with that last woman's story about the spiteful mother in law. How did you come to think that your painting was cursed or haunted? And like it said, some people gave them as unwanted gifts. Like, did this legend build? Okay, like one person had a fire, got, went to ash, something else happened, and all of a sudden, like I said, the firemen were talking about every home they went to. If there was a fire, this painting was never burnt. And it just kind of built and built and built. So not
Hmm.
quite a tulpa, but the story built. And so it kind of became an entity onto its own.
Hmm.
Hmm.
If you're feeding that energy into it, then you create it,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So I'm sorry, I got to go through here because I had to give my source heck here because they were going over all over. I said, you did remember I said Christmas gifts, right? So the one that came up quite a bit, if that's okay to mention,
Hmm.
is the Grandma's Angel ornament. This came from a Reddit paranormal. Where's my glasses so I can see here? Paranormal forum, and it was in 2022, and it said it went viral on Reddit. A woman inherited a delicate glass angel ornament from her late grandmother, who insisted it be hung every Christmas as a family tradition. The recipient strung it on her tree during a holiday party. That night, guests heard faint children's laughter from the attic. And it was an empty house before that. No kids were there that night either. By morning, the ornament had, quote unquote, moved to every tree branch overnight. Now, I'm wondering how they tracked that one, but that's the story. It moved to every tree branch overnight, and the family dog refused to enter the living room. Activity escalated, shadows of small figures darting behind furniture, and one guest was scratched up like they had been scratched from invisible claws. And the research revealed that the grandmother had lost a child in the 1950s, and the ornament was from that Christmas. They said that what they eventually did was they smashed and buried it under the tree stand on New Year's Eve or New Year's, and it was silenced after that. They never had any more activity.
Interesting.
Hmm. Marianne Sutton was saying
Oh,
it almost
there
sounds like a Tippet box. Mm. I don't know what you're hearing now. Mort's saying, what the heck, that was cute. I don't know what you're hearing. That's weird.
Do you want to explain what a Dybbuk box is for folks that may not know?
I do. I actually have a Dybbuk box, sorry, in here, but it was under cursed gifts. So, a Dybbuk box, basically, it's supposed to be. It's a small Jewish wine cabinet, and I believe the story is that you would basically utilize it, and if you had a bad spirit, to seal the bad spirit in there. And please forgive me if I'm missing anything. I'm going off the top of my head here. Do you know anything more that you would add to it?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. They were all the rage and craze about probably 10 years ago, 8 years ago. Every paranormal channel was, I bought a Dybbuk box off of the dark web and look what I found.
Yeah.
So I actually reported a video today. I've never done that. It came up on my feed when I was doing before I did research. And it said, I ordered a mystery box off of the dark net. And as soon as they start opening, and it's so well wrapped, they're going, and it looked like it had all the saran wrap and everything. But this guy just basically used not even a pocket knife to slit it open very easily, pulls out this giant backpack. It looked like it had ketchup and was going, worst actor on the planet. And claiming there was this big mystery. The reason why I reported it is I said, that's nothing to make a mockery of or pretend that happened. Like, that's to take seriously. I just
Mm.
like, and I wasn't being mean. I just thought you could use your talents in other ways. Like, and it was so fake. It was really, 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 really fake.
In quotation.
Everybody's asking the jingles. I'm the jingler. That's why I said hi to everybody. I'm giving out wings tonight. Mishko's Lorilai's head is jingling. And I just bought this one. It's hard to see, but he's got the Grinch colors, and I didn't end up wearing Grinch colors. That's why I keep saying I'm giving out angel wings. If you've watched It's a Wonderful Life, right? Teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
You have to say it in that nasally,
Yeah.
drawn out voice. It
So
helps you.
this is an accidental, and this is kind of what started the Dybbuk box craze. Is do you want me to share this? Because people
Yeah,
are asking. Okay.
sure.
So the Dybbuk box, and it says from 2001 to present, and it's under accidentally haunted gifts. It says a small Jewish wine cabinet bought at an estate sale in Portland, Oregon by Kevin Manis. He refurbished it and gave it as a birthday gift to his mother. Excuse me. She suffered a stroke the same day while alone with the box. I think it happened after she opened the box when I've seen the interview with Kevin. Every subsequent owner, and it has been resold multiple times, once on eBay for thousands, reports nightmares, the smell of cat urine, and then there's a forward slash and jasmine. Like, why would you even put forward slash cat urine jasmine? There's no comparison. But they're also experience shadow figures and health collapses. It's currently sealed in a secret location. And I remember this, you probably will too. So the singer Post Malone visited the current owner of it in 2018. Well, then it's not secret. It was in Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum in Las
Oh, is that
Vegas.
the one that was in there?
Hmm. Yeah.
Ah,
So Post Malone visited the current owner in 2018, and I remember they made a big deal about it on the episode. It was a live Halloween thing, and Zach told him, "Don't touch it, don't touch it." And Post Malone said, "Yeah, I don't believe in that kind of stuff." Anyways, right after it happened, he says he was cursed with a string of bad luck, car crashes, plane emergencies immediately after touching it. I remember that. I've seen a few interviews. He doesn't talk about it very often, but he has talked about it over the years about what had happened after he touched the box because he didn't believe in that kind of stuff. We've got a question here. Do you want to read? I've been talking forever here. I feel bad.
sure. Cindy is asking, this might be an odd question, but by breaking the ornament released the negative spirit, do you think somehow the young one's spirit didn't want to be attached to it any longer?
That's a good question. That was about the ornament, right? Grandma's, oh, I don't know what just happened here. I went crazy. It was called Grandma's, I had to go down further. The ornament on the tree. I got questions anyways, like through that story that they noticed that the ornament basically placed itself on every bough on the tree. Like, how would you know that during the night? Unless you were sitting there filming it. Like, how do you know the ornament touched it? So, give me a second. I gotta go. So that was called the Grandma's Angel. I don't know. I'm even wondering, just
So
activity. I was just going to add this, Kerrilynn. Just because you got activity doesn't mean it's a negative spirit. It could have
yes,
been
that's what I
so
was
you're
thinking.
just going to say?
Because sometimes it's just the, hey, how
Yeah,
come you're not paying attention to me?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so it amps up until you do give it attention,
yeah.
or just the sometimes we could be feeling the emotions of that spirit as well too, and or it triggers that feeling for us, and it's not necessarily that it's negative.
That's so funny. I've been thinking, oh my God, we got a real Vulcan mind melt going on tonight because I was just going to say exactly what you were saying,
Yeah.
right? And like, not everything. And it's a good question that you asked, Cindy, and I'm glad you asked it. But it gives you food for thought. Yeah, maybe it did want to be released. But to
Well,
me, go ahead.
it will just amp up. Like energy will just, those sorts of things just keep going till you figure it out or find the right person.
Mhm. Well, what I was going to add too, and unless you've got something negative feeding off the energy of something good staying there, say if there was another spirit, eventually, I believe you have the power as a soul to be able to release yourself, right? Whether you end up, if you really do need assistance from say a human being, or I mean, it's a whole different show, but you can get into
Yeah.
that.
And
People, souls eventually become aware of who they are and what they are. Mhm.
I've been in places though where there's like another spirit that is
That's what I
keeping.
was saying, hanging on to them. If there was something there, then no. If because
Yeah.
I've also many stories, talked to many people. Same thing. If you've got something negative holding you there and draining the energy, yeah, well then
Yeah.
you do need help and assistance. Absolutely, absolutely. Mhm. Because I remember a friend of mine who only works kind of in the, I don't like this term, but it's a buzzword, the light worker field as a psychic medium. Doesn't work. And I know, yeah, I know you don't like it either. But for
It
people
gives
who
me stink eye type, but
Yep, me too. Okay, so basically in the woo-woo world, only with the positive, and
yeah.
they're not woo-woo, but that's what I was trying to say here. So they don't work in the
Yeah.
paranormal. And they were out in Eastern Canada, and their spouse and themselves would teach and do all kinds of things, travel all over. Anyways, she was invited to be part of a paranormal investigation. I remember her telling me this, like she's never played in that arena, anything. And she went down there and she said she ran into this thing that she said all I can describe it like was the abyss, like the way it moved, the way it did what it did. And she could see it and nobody else could. And if I remember correctly, she said there was a bunch of people, it was a bar and they were in the basement because of the activity going on. And, you know, people went to investigate. It was well known to be a haunting. Long story short, it tried to scare her, try to feed off her fear. But I believe there were souls being held up in the bar. But
Mm.
when she was telling people, whoever organized this investigation, they're going, well, can't you remove it? And she said, for her, she didn't feel comfortable. It wasn't her thing to do. And she strongly asked and suggested if you can find somebody in the area to please come release these poor souls that are here. But that's what it was fading off of and growing from was the negativity, right? The fear, and then the energy of the souls that it kept there. So I agree 100%. Mm-hmm.
Are you bringing up Mishes? Yeah.
We
Mishes.
got the Vulcan mind now going because I just saw it. Go ahead.
I'm wondering how many curses are brought through from a former life by touching the item again in this life may activate the curse. Not sure if that makes sense. It does make sense.
It does make sense. Yeah.
It's a great
Question.
question. And sure, there's a possibility for everything. Definitely that possibility, and depending on what the curse is too. And I don't think curses happen as often as what media makes it out to be.
I agree.
Like, so we don't want people thinking that curses happen with everything and becoming fear-based or putting that out and creating a different issue with it. But
well, that, and Spirit gave me this years ago, and it's what you perceive becomes what you believe, and it becomes your reality. So if it's a familial curse, and I know that wasn't quite what you were asking, Mish, but say, you hear from the generation above and the generation above that, the familial curse, or this item, if you wear it, or it's given to the firstborn child of the next generation, their whole lineage is destined to be cursed, for example. So it grows, it lives, and I know this, grows and lives and gets bigger and bigger, right? Are we just adding to it as well with the story and the attention and potentially
fear?
You said fear at the same time as I did. We got this Vulcan mind melt going on tonight, Kerrilynn.
Have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for reminding us about the station ID. So I will, do you want me to do that really quickly?
Sure, unless you want me to do it. Doesn't matter.
If you're just joining us now, thank you so much for being here. You are listening to Beneath the Hollow Moon. I'm Kerrilynn Shellhorn, here with my partner in high strangeness, Lorilei Potvin, and you are listening to us live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans. If you would like to find out more about what shows and hosts our network has to offer, you can head to uprntalkradio.com, find out all about us. There's a zhuzhed up website coming, potentially a merch store, potentially chat, all kinds of different things that are in the works, new shows happening all the time. Not all high strangeness and paranormal. There is something for everyone. And if you we tend to, Lorilei and I tend to, at the end of or near the end of each segment, we like to share a story that has been submitted. So if you have a paranormal, high strangeness, something unexplained that you would like to share with us, you can send it to Kerrilynn's 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 porch at gmail.com, or send it to Lorilei or I through social media.
It doesn't have to be related, right, to the topic we're doing?
Yeah, it does not have to be related. If you've got a spooky story that you would like to share, please do. And we'll take this time to also promote our Christmas show. So on Christmas Day, we are still going to go live and do our show from 7 to 9 on Christmas Day. More than welcome to join us in the chat if you would like. If you would like to come on and share a story, your high strangeness, something unexplainable. If you don't want to, or you can't make it and you would like to share your story, you can send it to us through email, or get in touch with us, because we'd have to send you the link to get you on the show. And it's just really short, like not hang out the whole 2 hours with us, but pop on and share your story. We have a surprise guest already.
Yes, we do.
They have been on both of our shows, this person who is going to come on, and we're working on getting some other people to pop on and as surprise guests for you guys. We are also going to honor Lorilei's son, Justin. His 1 year anniversary of passing is coming up. So his favorite meal was chicken nuggets and fries.
French fries.
So we're going to have... Yeah, we are wearing our Christmas jammies and eating chicken nuggets, folks. So telling ghost stories and hanging out. So
That
I've
was
been
Kerrilynn's idea. So you guys are welcome to join us if you're stuff from Christmas dinner. Grab your favorite beverage. It's just a cozy, fun night. And again, like Kerrilynn said, if you can't be here, but even if you're not comfortable coming on air, we don't have to show you on camera, by the way. We can turn your camera off, or if you just want to send it in, whatever you want to do. But the more the merrier.
yeah.
You did a great job. Thank you. So, hi, Marianne.
Oh, hi. That's good, Marianne. Thank you.
And we got Carrie Fast here. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
So I had a
Did I
couple.
forget anything?
Sorry?
Did I forget anything?
No, you did amazing. And you did a lot quicker than I would have with my rambleitis. So I have a couple stories still, if you want our little tidbits. I have some about jewelry with a festive curse, dolls as quote unquote cheerful holiday surprises, and then other festive items such as clothes and keepsakes. There's just the one actually under that. So where do you think? Where do you want me to go?
Doesn't matter. I have an elf doll story too.
Okay, do you want to do the elf doll? Because I've been talking for a while, and then I'll pick one after you.
So somebody was commenting on a thread for potentially cursed artifacts, right? Or gifts. So the person commenting was retelling their story that their grandmother had bought 2 Christmas elf dolls when they were a child. And as a child, they felt one of the dolls that was 12 to 15 inches tall,
Okay.
their facial expression would change. So, yeah. So as a kid, they saw this facial expression changing on the elf doll, and they would hear whispering at nighttime when they were sleeping at the grandma's house. So they tried to bury this doll. They tried to throw it away. They tried to move it from the grandma's building, and it just kept finding its way back. Sounds like an Annabelle doll.
Yes.
After
Oh.
the grandmother died, the aunt sent the elf doll in a box of keepsakes to that grandchild. So, like, got this
Oh my God.
thinking that it was a beloved, cherished memory sort of thing. So as an adult, they tried to do the same thing. Wrapped it in a bag, taped it, salted it, put it in a dumpster on the other end of town, and it would reappear via yet another relative who found it while downsizing and offered to send it back to them.
So what do you do with something like that? Because that's not the first story I've heard. Like, and I'd love to hear people's thoughts in the chat too, because like, what do you do?
I don't know, but it refused, right? It's refusing to be regifted, refusing to go away. It's
I know. And like I said, I've heard this story many times. Like I remember years ago in our previous home, I used to follow a bigger YouTube channel. It's kind of more spiritual, connecting across the veil with their son that had unalived themselves and was communicating through mediums. And, they would do various things, and they'd come out with, at the time, you guys can remember, I was pretty naive in the beginning of all this. Like I always tell on the Angel Rock, I never went looking for the paranormal, it found me. And they had said they were putting out a communication board. And the way they made it sound, it was very high vibe and full of light and really incredible. There'd be nothing negative. Wasn't a Ouija board or wasn't anything like that, right? And so I purchased one, and when it came, that's exactly what it was. But anything that you use to communicate with the other side. And I just really didn't have a good feeling about it. I remember when I opened it, I remember Dell, my partner, who usually doesn't comment on those things, said, Mom, I don't feel, or not Mom, Dell said, I don't feel good about it. But the reason why I said, Mom, I don't feel good about it, my eldest as a teenager said the same thing. And we really went on and on about thinking what was the best way to get rid of this. I just thought of this now. I should have thought of it when we brought up this topic, because we didn't want somebody else to receive this or accidentally happen upon it. And there were so many different opinions at the time about how to get rid of it. I think what we ended up doing was warding it, putting it in salt, and then I'm trying to remember if we buried it, like brought it way out in the wilderness kind of thing and buried it deep so nobody would find it. But I guess if it really wanted to come back, it didn't come back. But it's bringing up these memories is the reason I'm sharing it, because I was trying to be responsible so
Yeah.
that nobody else would find it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's funny
Mm.
that you said to ask Patty Heidi tomorrow. I have Patty Negri coming on Spirit Switchboard talking about haunted dolls, doll magic, and puppets. So we can pose
To
this question with her tomorrow too.
Okay, so to me, and you guys let me know what you think. So say you had something like this, right? This elf doll, and it keeps coming back. I would almost think the best thing you would have to do is if you want, put it in a special space in your home, wherever, protect it and ward it and speak nicely to it, and because it doesn't sound like anything negative happened, it just kept coming back.
Yeah, it sounded, well, whatever the whispers were. So it sounds like there's probably a little bit more trauma to the story that's
Mhm.
not told,
Mhm.
but for sure not giving it that not giving it that energy if it is
Mhm.
sticking it in the its own little
Mhm.
case and warding it for sure, but then having to educate yourself in it as well too, right,
Mhm. Mhm.
on how to
Oh,
do warding and how to close that energy down.
Mish was asking about the communication board. No, but it's a good thought. She said a metal detector. Was there any metal on it? No, there wasn't. There wasn't any metal whatsoever. We separated the planchette from it. Um, I actually wanted to send it back, and the person that sold it, who owned they were quite upset that I would even consider that there was anything negative feeling about it, because in their experience, all they'd ever had was positivity. And another one that makes, would you say, tight butt stink hole or stink eye? Love and light. Love and light, and it was amazing and incredible. So I don't understand what your problem is. Why you'd want the money back?
Stink eye tight butt.
Stink eye, stink eye tight
Mhm.
butt. That's what it is. Please forgive me for getting it wrong. Okay, so I have, if you want, another story about. Let's see. I'm looking. Actually, well, let's go with clothing. There's a clothing one. It's called the Yuletide Shawl, and this came from BBC News, local news, Scotland from 2017. It came from a forum deep dive on Shadowlands, it says. A woman was gifted a knitted wool shawl by her mother in law for Christmas, excuse me, dyed with traditional yew, so YEW, berries, worn to a holiday sing along. But she said when she wore it there, she felt like icy fingers were clutching her shoulders. I hope your mother in law liked you. It says when she got home, the shawl, and in quotations, wrapped itself around furniture, and berry stains appeared like blood on walls. A hag like prone apparition berated her in Gaelic. Turns out the yarn was from a 19th century Highland clearances era shawl worn by a woman evicted and frozen on Christmas. The shawl unraveled and scattered in a blizzard. And she said once that happened, that they unraveled it and scattered it, I guess, like I say, out in a blizzardy storm, warmth returned to the home and there were no further incidences.
What the heck?
That makes sense, though. I'm a knitter. I've never learned how to crochet being left handed. I can pretty well do any other craft thing. But that, like, say you find this beautiful, fabulous hand spun wool that was naturally dyed with berries, I could see somebody that's a knitter or whatever thinking, oh my God, this would make a beautiful piece, right?
Crazy that they like the attachment from a long time ago. But
But
I've bought a quilt like topper that was all sewn together that was um I bought one from 1930s and one from 1950s, and then my mom helped finish them. But I don't know what the stories were. We didn't have, but I don't even think it would surprise me if I had something happen. I just don't think about it.
No, but I don't either, right? Like when we were talking about this topic, Seraphine, my previous co-host, I never got to send it to her. I had gone out thrifting and gone to Value Village or Value Village over here in North America.
Yeah.
And I found this old China doll and I picked it up because I was going to send it to her, to Seraphine. But we'd ended up moving before I could send it to her to where we are presently. But I remember Dell, and he's not the type, you know him, he's not the type to go on and on. If anything, he's still a skeptic. He was so creeped out by that doll. He just kept saying, get rid of that freaking thing, get rid of that freaking thing. I didn't feel anything off of it. Didn't have any experience with it or anything. And I know she would have loved the doll. I think I left it when we moved. Left it at the house. I did.
Crazy the whole backstory to it though, with that yarn.
It makes perfect sense to me as a knitter. Anybody in the chat as a knitter? Like, because even I call her my mother-in-law, Dell's mom. She loves to knit, right? Or actually crochet. I apologize. Crochet. She does knit too. But what she does is people donate wool to, she lives in a beautiful condo, but there's a social senior center on the north side of the city where we live. So people donate wool there. And then what she does with it and other people that have the time, they then use that wool to create warm things for other people, right? That maybe don't have mittens or hats or scarves or socks, but you have no idea where that wool came from, right? It happened.
Or the energy that they're in that space when they're doing their knitting.
Well, even if you're going, you know, with love in your heart and trying to do something kind, right? There could be energy attached to the wool. You never know. Oh, Mish is going sheep. Sheep. What if the sheep had a bad day? I was thinking, yeah, or how the wool came to be, and then I didn't say it at first. Now I was saying it because you can still take a sheep's wool, even though they're walking around still afterwards. They don't have to be animal.
I used to, when I lived on the East Coast, I used to make these sculpted Santa Clauses, like those old-fashioned Santa Clauses. Yeah, it was lots of fun. Driftwood Santas, I used to do all these like jury shows with them. And so I bought sheep's wool straight from this farm. And so they just give you this bag of sheep's wool and it's full of poop and sticks.
Oh my! Did you have to wash it?
You have to wash it and hand cart it and do all of that stuff on your own. So yeah, maybe
so
they
imagine
that day.
Sorry,
maybe they had a bad day. That was maybe that bad day for them. I don't know.
No, but where I was going with the shawl. So imagine, like I can't even imagine. Plus, sheep are stinky. I'm sorry, but they really, really are. Yeah. So imagine somebody's making, for whatever reason, loves to knit or crochet and comes across this lovely real wool that's been hand dyed with yew berries, saves you not having to card the wool, right? Wash it, card it, spin it, all the work involved, thinking, oh my gosh, this just makes the most beautiful shawl. This is what happens with that wool.
Crazy. I'm thinking more about things.
It's almost like you wish the good deed would cancel out the bad, but maybe not.
It's not.
Do you want me? I think I had some videos I sent you. Was there any that kind of like?
Oh yeah, we've got time, right? We've got time.
Yeah, we got time. I'm trying to see what one do you want me to show?
Mirrors, that's another one too. But I bought antique mirrors and I've not worried about it. I know it's a big deal, but I know that I also clear them when I bring them in the house. I clear them in the parking lots before I put them in my car. And then clear them again before I bring them in the house. And then I put a sigil on the back of them.
So you're good because but I've talked about the haunted mirror story about the person that was possessed, that I never want to see that kind of thing again. And all I keep thinking is the movie Constantine, and they captured that thing in the mirror. This looked like it.
I've scried live with it too on the porch group.
I don't worry about you with that though, because you did exactly what I think needed to be done with anything that you're going to pick up secondhand. That mirrors could be a portal. Well, portals can show up in lots of different places.
That's right. Wasn't one of the videos with a ghost in the tree?
I gotta look at that again. Give me a sec here. Glasses, where are you? Because I got. Oh wait, yeah, right in front of me. Ghost in the tree. Yeah, right here. Hang on. I got it right on my phone here because I don't think I labeled it in my haste with what I was doing. So I'll just pull it up. Give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. Here. Carrie Fast says she crochets. And then she said, "Thank you, YouTube." I'm not quite sure. Maybe I missed something there. It's from the mirror. Sorry?
Oh, you had asked if people knit or crocheted.
Did you say something, Kerrilynn?
I thought you had asked folks if they were a knitter or if they crocheted as well too.
I did, yeah. No, but I was more or less about, she said, "Thank you, YouTube." So I thought, oh my goodness, excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Carrie. She said, "I just wanted to share. My cat has passed over. 16-year-old Himalayan. I'm really sorry."
Yeah.
I hope that he's peaceful and that you're sorry. I don't know why I see what you said there. I meant to highlight your comment. Give me a sec. So my deepest empathy and condolences. Your babies that you had, we talked about this before, were they Himalayans?
Mine?
Kerrilynn? Yeah. Because
So
I know I had a Himalayan.
Ragdolls. So they're part Himalayan. They're Himalayan Siamese.
Oh, ragdolls. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I know there's a video with that. It's still ready to go. I got to find it. Do you want me to read the story, or what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Because there was a video. I'm positive there was. I'm trying to find it. It's not playing nice with me here, guys. That's what the problem is. Carrie, thank you for sharing that. And again, I'm very, very sorry. And sending my deepest, like I say, empathy and condolences. Pets are family. Yeah, it's not loading up great here, guys. Sorry. I'm giving it a sec. It doesn't want to. I can start reading the story and it's here, but if we could find the video, it would be much quicker. Is that okay, Kerrilynn? Because it's not loading up for me.
Do you want me to read the story while you look for the video, or do you want to just find the video?
Yeah, please do. If you can get the video to come up. No, you go ahead and read, and it's just not loading for me. So I've got the picture, but the video won't load. So do you want to read it, and I'll upload the photo when you have a minute after you read it? Because you've got it, right?
Yep, it's in our chat.
Thank you.
The tarot cards from Salem, that one?
Sure, whatever. I've got the Christmas tree one, but it's on mirror, and it won't let me. And now it's. Yeah, it says Kara captures ghost in Christmas tree after glass bauble shatters on floor. Do you have that one? I'm not hearing you, so it could be me.
Cursed Christmas Gift. This is a story of how.
Yeah, this is. Here, I'll pull it up if you want, Kerrilynn. Give me one sec here. I can do it. It's coming up now. So this is a story. It's called Kara Captures Ghost in Christmas Tree After Glass Bauble Shatters on Floor. There is a video with it, but it's not loading, guys, but there's a picture. It says Melanie Scholes says she spotted a ghost shortly after a glass bauble fell off a patient's Christmas tree on its own. I might not have sent this to you. I think I did, though. it says the Christmas tree that was haunted by a ghost. So it says the carer claims she caught a picture of a ghost haunting a patient's Christmas tree moments after a glass bauble or ornament mysteriously smashed on its own. Keep going there. Keep going. Melanie Scholes, 31, had been sitting and chatting with a colleague and a client about deceased loved ones when a glass bauble fell from the Christmas tree and smashed. It says the newly decorated tree had not been touched for at least 15 minutes, and Melanie claims the sudden smashed bauble gave them a fright. But it was not until later that afternoon when Melanie took a picture of the tree to send to her mom that she realized there was a face gazing right at her from among the branches. Let me see if I got it up there. So I don't know how big I can make it. It might be hard to see, guys, but let me see. So I don't know. They're showing you from in the tree here, and I'll scroll up a bit, but I don't know if you guys can. That's quite a face. If you guys can see that, can you?
It looks like the popcorn faces that you see when you go to the movies now, where the popcorns have face.
It almost looks like an elf to me when it's blown up on my computer here. There's another picture because I know I saw the picture it showed. Yeah, right up. So the picture, if you look, it's right up in the corner where the ornament was. And then they just pulled it up when I showed you guys. So it's right up on I don't know what side it'll be for you guys, close to the top, but that's what was in the Christmas tree where the ornament had been hanging.
Weird.
I don't know, kind of weird. It kind of weird. Like I said, it's in the Mirror from the UK. They told this story. Hang on, I don't know if there's much more to it, but it was just kind of creepy. I think that was pretty well all it was. Yeah, it said allegedly showing it says the spectral vision appears to be gray with a clear eye and nose, with Melanie believing it could be her colleague's deceased brother, letting her know he was still around. Melanie claims the spooky vision is even on the same side of the tree as where that's what I said, where the bauble was hanging on the low branch, and believes the ghost smashed the bauble to show them he was present. And then Melanie also said, I see a ghost in the bauble. There's a face in the bauble and it's looking right at me. I didn't see so much in there, but it was certainly interesting. She said I think it stands out quite a lot, but we didn't see it at the time. I guess that's Melanie. I don't know why we had to have such a big picture of Melanie. I would rather have seen the ghost, but she is beautiful. So that's the Christmas tree ghost. So, oh, Mish goes, it looks like Groot. For those of you. I'm looking to see what other ones here. I had a couple other ones. Did you have one, Kerrilynn?
A video?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I've got a haunted doll. Okay.
You had one with a family in front of it, did you not?
What I've got, let me go back. I downloaded quite a few. So I've got a story of a haunting after receiving a vintage doll carriage as a Christmas gift. Haunted Chucky doll received as a Christmas gift. I didn't send all these to you. I think we may have looked at this with haunted dolls, but I don't know if we shared it. Haunted ventriloquist dolls received 2 days before Christmas as a gift. Haunted Christmas doll that disappeared and true story. And then haunted Christmas decorations. There was a creepy elf on the shelf story. It wasn't that creepy, actually, but that's what I have. So we're almost out of time anyways. Where did all that time go? That's crazy. Do you have it? Do you want to read this story? One of those stories, or you want me to read it?
I think I've got it up. I was just double checking with you. That's the one that you wanted me to read. The Cursed
You
Christmas.
pick whatever one. There's 2 of them, so you go ahead and pick, please, 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 please.
Okay.
They were both good, I thought.
This is the story of how a simple Christmas gift turned my holiday into a nightmare I'll never forget. It happened it happened in December of 2023 when I received a peculiar present from my boyfriend, Kevin, during a family gathering at his parents' farmhouse in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I had been dating Kevin for 8 months, and he invited me to spend Christmas with his family, a big, sprawling group that lived in a creaky 2-story farmhouse surrounded by frozen fields. I was nervous but excited, having lost touch with my own scattered family after my parents' divorce. Kevin promised a warm, traditional holiday with honey glazed ham and a cozy vibe. But from the moment we arrived, things felt off. His mother, Darlene, greeted me with a cold stare, saying, "So, you are the one." Her smile never reaching her eyes. The family kept their distance, their conversations halting when I entered the room. Even the Christmas tree, decked with decades of ornaments, seemed to loom over the awkward silences. On Christmas Eve, after a tense dinner where I was sidelined and mocked, Kevin and I retreated to his childhood bedroom. I tried to vent about his family's hostility, but he brushed it off, saying they were just reserved. That night, as I lay awake listening to the house creak, I heard footsteps outside our door. They paused right in front of it, lingering for a few minutes before fading away. I told myself it was nothing, but sleep didn't come easy. I dreamed of being trapped in a room with faceless figures pressing against the walls, watching me. The next morning, Christmas Day, we gathered to open presents. Among the gifts under the tree was a small, intricately wrapped box Kevin handed me with a nervous smile. "It's something special," he said, but his eyes darted away. Inside was a delicate silver locket, old and tarnished, engraved with strange symbols I couldn't read. I thanked him, but as I clasped it around my neck, a chill ran through me like the room's temperature had dropped. That night after the family dinner, things took a turn. We were back in Kevin's room when the locket seemed to pulse against my skin. The room was dark. Through the Christmas lights outside were still glowing. Whispers filled the air, soft, unintelligible, but urgent, like voices just out of earshot. I clutched the locket, and its symbols seemed to glow faintly. Then the footsteps returned, louder this time, not just outside the door, but inside the walls, as if something was pacing back and forth. Kevin was asleep, oblivious, but I was wide awake, heart pounding. The next morning, I noticed scratches on the locket as if they had been clawed from within. Over the next few days, the paranormal activity escalated. Objects moved on their own. Books slid off the shelves, chairs shifted in the dining room. One night I woke to find the locket open on my nightstand, though I had locked it in my bag. Inside was a faint reddish stain like dried blood, though I hadn't cut myself. The family avoided talking about it, but I caught Darlene watching me, her eyes glinting with something like fear or recognition. By the time Kevin and I left, I was desperate to get rid of the locket. I tried tossing it into a snowbank on my drive home, but it was back in my bag when I woke the next day. I eventually buried it in a field far from the farmhouse, but the whispers followed me. They'd wake me at night, murmuring my name. I sold the house I moved into afterwards, unable to shake the feeling of being watched. The locket was gone, but the dread lingered, like a curse tied to that Christmas gift. I learned to dread the holiday season. Every twinkling light, every wrapped present reminds me of that cursed locket and the unseen presence it awakened. I don't know if it was haunted or a cruel coincidence, but I'll never forget how that gift turned joy into terror.
Yeah, creepy. Well, guess what? We are out of time. This is the fastest 2 hours. Mondays are fast, but Tuesdays or Thursdays, I swear, are the fastest. And I always have so much fun with all of you. But I know we got to run. You guys stay tuned because Second Night of the Outer Realm is coming up next with the amazing Michelle DeRoche, who is also our friend and station manager. You want to remind people again who's coming on tomorrow night on Spirit Switchboard?
Hadi Negri.
There you go. And on the Angel Rock, 6 p.m. Eastern, we are having back Azria Beckham. And I got to get a hold of her tomorrow, actually. She's going to be talking about my alien DNA and how you guys can find out more about it and much. She's over in the UK. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you to the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. Have a great night, everybody.
We'll see you next Thursday. I think we're doing Victorian, something hauntings and Christmas in Victorian next week. I think I checked.
Ghost stories.
There you go. Ghost stories. We're doing ghost stories. What more could you ask for? All right, guys. Love you. We'll see you next week. Oh, and tomorrow with Kerrilynn.
Good night.
Night.